to talk about why I will never date a man who watches porn.
What's good, what's great, and who's next? I'll tell you who's next. I came across a video by a woman named Aahanna, and I was actually having a previous conversation with friends on, I don't know if you know, I don't want to give it shameless plug, but Something House. And we were, basically talking about just like, how masturbation is so accessible. And, I had brought up a show that called Legends of Tomorrow, where basically in the show, they were traveling through, the past and the future. And at one point in that future, they didn't want to go past, they didn't want to go into 2016 or 2017 because they said there's nothing prevalent that happens. There's no history that's made because the large majority of that era, all they do is basically masturbate and just get on social sites. So, I think that, masturbation is something that should be talked about, especially when it's with porn, because you're over fantasizing reality and you're putting yourself in a place where you're always thinking about another place. And she highlights a few things. I only watched half of it, so I got to see how she drops the mic, and let's see what she got to say. Here we go.
I want to talk about why I will never date a man who watches porn. And I know that these days that seems to be a very impossible standard to meet, because it seems like porn is just such a normalized thing in today's culture, and it seems like the majority of men I meet these days can't seem to go without it, so I don't know, it's just seen as a very normal thing. But porn has such a negative impact on relationships, and I say this.
I'm not even gonna hold you. The more intimate relationships I've been where, you are morally thinking about just the anticipation of what y'all would do when y'all would get together, or if y'all would talk on the phone, morally back in the day, before social sites were so accessible, and you could kind of think in your mind like, I wonder what her house looked like. I wonder what color her sheets is. You used to think about all of those things, and now, you basically could just go on Instagram, see how she looks, and then you could just go on Pornhub and just find a girl that looks like her until you're ready to get her. But let's continue.
I say this as someone who was addicted to porn. I had been watching porn for a very, very long time, and I can say with certainty that it negatively impacted every relationship that I was in. It caused a huge disconnection between me and the men I was with.
I kind of think that maybe with her, like maybe she's not dating, and I'm not, of course, but maybe she's not dating black men, right? And maybe like she's caught up in like a certain race, and like maybe like she was probably so caught up on watching porn of other races that the type of guys that she was dealing with was probably nothing like the guys that she was watching. But let's continue.
And over time, it made me feel less and less attracted to them, and it made the sex less and less fulfilling. And knowing how it worked on my mind, I can only imagine what it does to a man's mind, because I don't know, male sexuality just tends to be more dominant than female sometimes, and well, I guess just more intense than a female sometimes. So I can only imagine the effects that porn would have on his brain. And, since overcoming those issues for myself with porn, I have helped lots of other people overcome the same issues. And through doing that, I have talked to a lot of men who have told me firsthand about how porn had impacted their connection with their wives.
Look at like how she said it, like how she said it is like when you look up, it's like you're thinking about the experiences that you had. Like that's like how FBI people kind of like investigate people. They kind of study their eye language to know like how to jab at certain things. And when she said she helped a lot of men, you know what that means.
Wives with their girlfriends, and how, for some of them it would get to a point where they would have sex with their wife, but they would be picturing porn instead because their wife or their girlfriend wasn't enough to stay aroused. And
I would say me. Just keep it short. I don't think that I think about porn, but I think that it plays an element into like the expectation of how things are gonna start, and maybe yeah, this is how it's gonna start. Like you're just gonna have this overt kind of like way to think about like, oh, like maybe she's gonna come in, and and then it just be like completely different than how you thought about it. But anyway.
I can't even blame them because I experienced the exact same thing. When I was watching porn and in relationships, it was very hard for me to orgasm during sex with my partner. I would always need to think about porn. And that's just so sad, It's so sad to think that when you're sharing such an intimate act with someone, giving your body to someone, that they might not even be present in the moment with you, that they could just be off escaping into their heads like I was doing, That's just, oof.
I think that we did that before porn. I'm pretty sure.
So that makes me feel nauseous, honestly, to think about it, and I just feel so horrible about doing that in myself in the past, because I feel like those men who I was in relationships with, they weren't getting the full experience of me because there was always a blockage there. And I think that any man who is watching porn, whether they consciously recognize it or not, it is having an effect on their sex life and on their attraction to their partner. And yeah, it's like, I have talked to so many men now who've said that once they stop watching porn, it's almost like their partners become more beautiful to them, because porn really...
Nah, but you gotta really think about it. Like if you just had, if like this world wasn't so like sexually activated, like everything wasn't sold through sex, or everything wasn't pandered through how do I look. Because like I realize like girls like with hijabs, like I know a lot of guys that like kind of have like fetishes for it, and I don't think that they have fetishes for the woman more so, but I think they have a fetish about the mystique, like being able to see her curves, the idea of what the curves may possibly look like, and then being possibly the person that is the only person that's going to be able to see her behind closed doors creates different kind of like intensity of how you wanted to you want to vet somebody when they're so preserved, and you kind of have an experience with them when you feel like they truly only opened up to you. I think it's morally, that is probably really affecting more relationships than anything.
Sensitizes you to beauty. So when you remove it from your life, the women around you become more beautiful. The men around you become way more attractive, because it's like you're actually sensitive enough to appreciate that about other people. Because porn kind of like hypersexualizes everything, so that it trains you to need more and more extreme shit to get off. And it takes away your ability to appreciate the subtleties of beauty that exist within women and within men, and all that kind of stuff. And the other thing too, this might get a little too like woo for people, but I strongly believe in demonic forces, demonic energy, and I think that porn invites a lot of demonic energy into your life. And
you never been sitting there, you sitting there, you're doing your thing, and you be like, damn, like I wonder if dead people watching me right now, like, or if like somebody just like recently passed away, and you kind of like, damn, like what if they checking up on me right now and they catch me? I shouldn't probably be doing this.
If I'm in a relationship with someone, I do not want that energy to exist in our relationship. And if that is something that my partner is doing, and then they're having sex with me, that, like, to me, sex is really an exchange of energy. And if someone is watching porn and then having sex with me, I feel... So yeah, I just don't want that energy to exist in my relationship. And And I don't know, I just think that it's so sad that people are taking their sexuality and using it to waste time by themselves, alone, isolated from other people, instead of using that sexual energy to connect with their partner, create things of value, and just live a fulfilling life. Like, porn really turns people into zombies. And if I am with a man, he needs to have ambition.
Yo, there's girls and guys, or should I say guys and girls, just so girls don't feel like I'm coming at girls first and then guys, but I'm gonna say guys then girls. Um, I think that, when it comes down to, I see a lot of people. I mean, I hear a lot of people say, like, the people that I've heard that are comfortable talking about it is like, yeah, well, mostly girls. I'm not gonna hold you. They'll be like, I've done it 6 times in a day. Sometimes I go 4 times in a day. I go 3 times in a day. I'm like, damn, like, and and they'll work a job and shit, and I'll just be like, damn, like, what does that do to your mental state when you just have to constantly get that off? Like, what are you going through? Is that like a sense of like, are you watching porn, masturbating, and happy? Like, is that a thing? Can you possibly be like on porn every night, watching, masturbating 6 times a day, be successful and happy? I don't know.
And I want him to be into his life. I want him to have better things in his life to put his time into than porn. Like, to me, it's like, if a guy has the free time to watch porn and masturbate, he's probably not, I don't know. I just feel like I know when I was watching porn and masturbating, I wasn't doing a whole lot of good things in my life. I just feel like in order to maximize my productivity, I needed to cut out all of the distractions that I had. And because of that, it made me a better person, like, just objectively. And I think that I would want the same in a partner as well. I would hope that he would have better things to do with his time than watch porn and masturbate. If you are struggling to let go of porn, I know how hard it can be, and I have created a full-length video course to help you eliminate porn and masturbation from your life. It's a series of 27 videos. It's about, I would say, an hour and a half to...
That's like an OnlyFans for some dudes. Like, if she get popular enough, that ain't gonna help. But good job.
Half to an hour, 40 minutes ish. So if you're interested in that, then you can go ahead and check it out. I will leave a link below to check out the video course. So yeah, hope you guys got something out of that. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you soon. And be sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, all of that kind of stuff.
I think that a lot of men should start. I think it hurts men more, like, cause there's young males that I've heard of that watch porn so much at such a young age, and just been so available to just being able to just browse online at any time they want to, with all the access in the world, and started at age 12 or 9 years old, and now they're like 21, 24, and they have no sexual arousal whatsoever. So I do think that it dampens a certain part of your consciousness. Definitely if you're, I think it's just like, even if you're smoking weed, and you smoke weed so much that, now you just can't get that high anymore. But yeah, I think that both male and female, but I definitely think more on the male aspect, because I think that it'll definitely you'll have more time to yourself. I think you'll be more focused. I think you'll have less self-guilt, because I think that masturbation and just the whole process after you're done kind of makes you feel not as maybe masculine, or maybe you may not feel as like wanting to really yearn after a female if you're doing that, because you know that you can just go to the comfort of your own home and be sick and twisted. But